Hello there and welcome to the series of videos going through the content of A-Level Further Maths. Here we're looking at one of three different ways that we can write the equation of a plane in 3 dimensions, so we can answer questions from exercise 9b. So the first way that we're going to look at writing the equation of a plane is this. But first of all, let's think about, what is a plane? A basic explanation of a plane is effectively a sheet of paper in 3-dimensional space. So imagine the 3-dimensional space that we all live and breathe in is a piece of paper that extends infinitely far in that 3-dimensional space. Okay, and this piece of paper can be flat on a table like this, or it can be standing up at an angle like this sheet of paper here, or it can be kind of like a 45-degree angle. However, whatever angle you want your plane to be at, your sheet of paper to be at, that extends infinitely far, then you can have it. Okay, but we're just gonna, for the basic idea of visualizing our problem here, we're going to imagine that we've oriented ourselves so that we're seeing it like, as if we're flat on a table. So it's effectively a sheet of paper that extends infinitely far. Now, if we think about how we want to write the equation of this plane, now we're going to use notation similar to what we used last time. So A is a starting point on that plane. We're going to use small letter A to represent that starting point. And R, we're going to use the small letter r to represent any points on this plane. So the equation is going to look like r equals a plus something. Now, beforehand we had r equals a plus lambda b, and b was the vector that got us from a to r. But if we imagine just this line here, we're going to need more detail on this equation of a line here so that we can now move backwards and forwards along our plane rather than just travelling in the straight line from A to R. So this vector here, remember A is the starting position and B is the vector to get from A to R. Lambda is the scalar and determines how far we go along that specified line. Then it's just going to still be a line. So we need something extra on this equation of a line to make it a plane. And what we really need is another vector, another direction that is not parallel to A to R, obviously, another direction that it's going to take it off in, so it's not just now a straight line. So what we're going to have is 2 points now. So we're going to need 2 points, and we're going to need to know the direction vector from how to get from A to B and the direction vector of how to get from A to C. And if we've got a starting point and 2 directions that we can now travel in, then we can effectively make our way around this sheet of paper as we wish. We can make our way to R by going effectively along A to B and then effectively adding on a vector from A to C, and that will get us from A to R. So any multiple of the lines from A to B and the lines from A to C will allow us to move anywhere to any position along this infinite sheet of paper or this plane. Even down here we're going to have to go back up along here and then back along some of the vector from A to C. So in this case here we can get negative values for lambda and our new letter as well. So the equation for a plane is this. R equals a plus lambda b, so lambda b is how we get from A to B, plus a different letter now, mu, times the direction vector from A to C. So effectively now it's just a slightly bit extended from the equation of a line where we have another direction that we can travel in rather than just the straight line from A to B. Okay, so A is our starting point. B and C are 2 non-parallel, non-zero vectors that we can use to travel along our plane in. Okay, mu and lambda are scalar multiples, so it's just R, A, B and C that you need to underline when you're writing out this formula here. And any point on this plane can be reached by some multiple of B, add some multiple of C, starting at position A. Okay. So, how can we work out this equation of a plane then? So, find in the form r equals a plus lambda b plus mu c an equation of the plane that passes through the points a, b, and c. Well, let's go back to our diagram. We need to know how to get from a to b, and we need to know how to get from a to c. So, in terms of how do we get from a to b, well, the starting position, yeah, that's easy. That's 2, 2, minus 1. The difficult one is how do we get from A to B? Well, the shortcut way of working out how to get from A to B is by doing position B, take away position A. So let's go ahead and do that. Coordinate B, take away coordinate A, gives us 1, 0, 0. That's simplified quite nicely. Okay, that's easy. And we also now need to work out how to get from A to C as well, so that we've got two dimensions that we can travel in on this plane. And in this case here, subbing in C minus A to get from A to C, we get the vector 2, 1, 6. So now we've got all three of our components that we need to make the equation of this plane. And our answer is r equals A, the starting position, A, 2, 2, minus 1, add lambda lots of how we get from A to B, add mu lots of how we get from A to C, so 2, 1, 6. And this here is the equation of our plane. Okay, effectively the dimensions, the directions from A to B and A to C are the two dimensions that we're going to be working in for this two-dimensional space. Okay, so other forms are acceptable, so we can write this as A plus lambda B plus mu lots of C as well, so it can be written like that sometimes as well. And what does this look like? Well, this plane looks like this. So on a graph plotter, we've got this this diagram here, and this is what the plane looks like. So it's definitely, the piece of paper is being propped up. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Okay, let's move on to another question now. So verify that the point P with position vector 2, 2, minus 1 lies on the plane with the vector equation 3, 4, minus 2 plus lambda lots of 2, 1, 1 plus lambda lots of 1, minus 1, 2. So how do we prove that a point is on a plane? Well, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to use this coordinate here and plugging it in at the start and show that the same values of lambda and mu will work out across all three of our dimensions here. So what we'll have to do first is make an equation from the x variables. So we've got 3, a 2 and a 1, and on the p coordinate we've got 2. So the first x equation is going to be 3 plus 2 lambda plus 1 mu equals 2. Now we've got two variables here, so we're probably going to need a y coordinate equation as well to make some simultaneous equations out of. So rearrange to make mu the subject. We've also got a second equation from the y coordinates, 4 plus 1 lambda minus 1 mu equals 2. So we can rearrange that to make mu the subject of that equation and solve these simultaneously. So we work out here that lambda equals minus 1, and we can work out here that mu needs to equal 1. So that's going to happen if the x and the y coordinates line up and nicely equal each other. What we now have to do is a little check that the z coordinate will add up together to make minus 1. So let's check the z coordinate now. So using our z equation, so minus 2 plus 1 lambda plus 2 mu, does it equal minus 1? Well, substituting in the values of lambda and mu that we worked out before, we get minus 1. Great. Okay, now if that number on the left-hand side came out to be anything else, then that would mean that the coordinate is not on the plane. But it did equal minus 1, so it does lie on the plane, thankfully. Okay, so the point P must lie on this plane. Right, your turn to have a go at these two questions here then. So the first one here is make the equation of a plane. Second one here is to find the coordinate of k such that this coordinate does lie on the plane. Your turn then, pause the video and have a go at these two questions. Alright then, so let's have a go at question 1b then. So the equation of this line is going to be the starting point 3, 4, 1, add lambda lots of how we get from A to B effectively. So in this vector here we're going to need to go down 4, down 6, down 1, and then the third vector is how we get from our starting position to the third coordinate. So in this one here we're going to have to go down 1, down 3, and down another 3. And that's our final answer. Sorry, not down another 3 for the last one, up a 3 for the last one there. Good. Okay, so that is the answer to question 1b. It's not that difficult once you've got a strategy for doing it. Okay, so in the next question here, we've got this plane here. Find the value of k such that this coordinate lies on the plane. Well, what I think I'm going to do here is, because the y variable is taken up with a k there, I want to really be able to now solve some simultaneous equations with the x and the z variable. So creating two simultaneous equations, I have 2 plus 3 lambda plus a mu. So I'm taking all of my x values here and including the lambda and the mu when I need to. If this point lies on the plane, then it should equal 1 on the x coordinate here, and we'll now have to do it for the z coordinate. So this is going to be 3 minus 2 lambda plus 3 mu. So this here, if all things nicely line up, then this is going to equal 11. Okay, so what can I do from here to solve these two simultaneous equations? What I think I'll do is I'll times the top one by 3, so I'm going to get 6 plus 9 lambda plus 3 mu equals 3. Call this equation 1, call this equation 2, and do equation 1 take away equation 2. And what I've got nicely lined up here is the same value of mu's are in both equations. So 1 take away 2, 6 take away 3, that's 3. 9 lambda take away minus 2 lambda, that would be plus 11 lambda. 3 mu take away 3 mu, that would just be 0. And 3 take away 11 will give us minus 8. Taking away 3 onto the other side, I get minus 11. So lambda in this case is minus 1. What does mu equal? Well, I'm going to have to substitute minus 1 into one of these equations and rearrange. So I think I'll choose the second one here. So 3 add 2, because there will be a double negative. That will make us 5. Take that onto the other side, you get 6 on the other side now. Divide by 3 and you get mu equals 2. What we have to do now is find the value of k using a y equation. So taking the y coordinates from the middle row here, I get minus 1 plus 2 lots of lambda, but I now know that lambda is minus 1 for this specific coordinate, plus minus 1, so minus mu, and I know for this specific coordinate, mu equals 2. And in this case here, I'm going to get k. So working out what k is, I get minus 1, minus 2, minus another 2, gives us minus 5. So k is the value minus 5. Great, good. So you can see here what you need to do. You need to, if you're looking at for a coordinate to lie on a plane, then you need to make x, y, and z equations to make sure that these three coordinates do lie on this line. Okay. So that's part 1 of this video for exercise 9b. Probably carry on to the second video before you have a go at any of the exercises from 9b, but you can start on them if you want to. Questions 1 and 3 have been okay, so maybe 2 and 4 might be okay as well. Okay, thanks very much for watching.